No, I like that.
Yeah.
My thing is, and I had a little bit upper hand, like working with Cal and seeing what you guys are doing. But what I tend to see a lot is people want to start a business. To your point, they don't incorporate, they don't get the structure together, and they go out and spend a bunch of money before they even make it. Right. It's like, how much you spend before you even have one client? Like, there's a lot to be said about, actually, selling your services first before you go out and get all this stuff, right? I feel like people want to go out, and to your point, they get the name, they get the business cards, and now they feel like they're there, but I'm like, okay, what's your client base? Right. Okay, who are you selling to? Do you have a client in mind? Like, I mean, there's a lot to it, like, before you go out and spend a whole bunch of money, right? And don't get me, every business is different, right? Depending on how you come into the game, it could be different, but I feel like people go out and they spend a lot just to say they own a business, and they're not actually in it. Right. You know what I mean? Like, you got to get in it, right? Even I'm lax sometimes. Like, I don't market like a shit. I'm not on Facebook. I'm not, you know what I mean? Right. Well, I am on Facebook. Let me take that back. But we're not marketing on Facebook. We're not doing all the things. I'm not in social media like I should be. Right. So there's a lot to it, but the one thing I'm not doing is spending a whole lot of money. Right. It's like time consuming is probably the biggest issue as opposed to the money issue. Right. But I think one thing I would say, from my own experience, is don't spend a whole lot of money before you know what you want to do. Right. Figure out what you want to do, build that base. Then if you need business cards and you need folders with your name on it, you know what I mean? Like, then you can start doing that, because at least someone paid you, and now you can go out and buy folders, and you can do all that stuff. I mean, that would just go with it.
If I could chime in, one mistake that I've seen more times than I can count is a business like you, or a restaurant, ice cream. They go out and sign a long-term lease. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. But the problem is they don't do their due diligence on the building itself. Mm-hmm. I've had clients that wanted to open a restaurant. The space looked ideal for it, but it didn't have a gas line. So my question is, I'm like, so what's up with the gas? And they're like, oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah. Or they've leased the space and they wanted to run a printing building business. Well, does the zoning in this area allow you to have noisy equipment? So it's these things that find an SME, a subject matter expert, in that. Yeah. Nothing wrong with starting whatever type of business you want to start. Sure. But just because the space looks good or is in a good location, you need to find out if you can actually put that business there. Yeah, absolutely. You have to understand, and a lot of times I've seen it because I'm in construction. I get called to fit it out, or I get there and they're not prepared. Another thing just to add, when you're doing this, understand what it costs to fit out. And I keep going back to restaurants, because I often see this more times than not, that first-time restaurant owner thinks $30,000 they can open. It's $130,000. Wow. Right? Yeah. So those things are like that. Like it's a good idea, but understand what it takes to take it from paper to implementation.
No, I think it's great. And you talked about costs, and I'm doing the same thing. And the one thing, I think we mentioned earlier is is there adjacent businesses to what you want to do, right? So for me, the design service, I think is great. It's what I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about art, passionate about design. But what happens when there's lull times? What happens when the money's not coming in? Right? What else are you going to do? So one of the things I think about, which I'm sure a lot of people have thought about, is real estate, right? Mm-hmm. So I can get into real estate. I can buy a house. I can redesign the whole thing. Not only do I hopefully get money off the sale, but I also get to redesign the entire house and to build my portfolio in the process. Right. So you got to look at things that are adjacent to the business that you're doing and how to benefit you on the back end and on the front end, right? So that's the other thing I'm thinking about too, is what else is out there, right? Mm-hmm. Now, Calvin always tell, because me and Calvin have been friends for a while, he always tell me that I want to do a lot of things at one time. And I do, and I admit that. But if they're all adjacent to each other, I think I can handle them. You know what I mean? It's like that type of thing. It's like, does it all make sense, right? Mm-hmm. Because you don't want to be sitting there like, okay, I don't have any design clients, what I'm going to do now? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Especially if you got to pay the bills, right? Mm-hmm. If this is your main hustle and you got to pay the bills, you need to have another source of income.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, you got to do it where it makes sense, though.
Absolutely.
Don't overextend yourself.
That's true.
I'm in the technology field, so there's tons of different things that I could do.
Sure.
But I limit it to the scope of what I can actually handle.
Sure,
And
absolutely.
even sometimes that's tough because there's so much demand out there.
Yeah, sure.
Especially he mentioned the timing. So around the beginning of the year, I always get a ton of leads because everyone's getting their tax income refund.
Everyone's got money.
A side hustle and they want to get their website up. Or man, this is my year. I want to get my business card. They're all hyped. Going to the dream board, vision board parties, and they're all excited. So I always get a lot of that. But like you said, in the summertime, people are on vacation. It definitely has a dip, and also have a dip around the holidays because people are rather spend on gifts than they would on the website. So and they're not even thinking about their business sometimes because it's on the side. But I would say that I keep it within the website design. I might extend to graphic design. At one time, I extended it to a magazine that I ran. I extended it to a little bit of consulting. But I try to keep it within a certain radius. So I don't.
It should be arm's length. We're not too far out there.
Like SEO is something that's very popular. Everyone's paying for it, but I don't know enough. I know a lot, but I don't know enough to like really make that a part of my business. It's kind of like an ancillary thing that I can kind of touch on and consult with, but I don't offer that as a standalone service. But I see what you're saying.
Optimization, if y'all don't know.
Oh yeah, search engine.
Absolutely.
So I refer some of that out, or I just let them know I can consult. This is where I limit myself on that. But I see what you're saying. Definitely want to have those services along the side that you can kind of.
I just think some of them are so close. They're within arm's reach that you could do. You could do that just as well as you could do something else, right? Don't just I guess what I'm ultimately saying is don't have tunnel vision, right? I'm not saying you should look at the world and say I'm going to do everything in 360. No, but your vision should be broad enough to say, okay, what's adjacent to my business and what will easily my skill set to easily adapt to, easy transitions, because those are the things that people they just get stuck and then they're going downhill and they got this tunnel vision going and they're just going straight down the hill and they're like, oh no, you can turn this around. Why don't you do this, right? Because sometimes what we want to do and what we have to do is two different things, right? So just keep your mind open, and don't get me wrong, I'm not open-minded about everything. Calvin will say all my designs are, I get fixated on my designs, and I do. But I am open-minded when it comes to business and making money. So just keep that in mind.
Sure. That's I want to elaborate on what you guys are saying too, because I understand what Kyle's saying to you, and because I have such an entrepreneurial spirit, it's okay. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's okay to want to filter in other things because that's the go-getter in you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You always have ideas.
I'm just saying. So it's like with me and like I said, like Phil knows that because him and I sit down and talk about different things. It's like sometimes I have to balance again. That's with the balance and time management. Like what I'm going to put myself into, and I think everyone here has a genuine interest in real estate because it's the cornerstone of wealth in America. You know what I mean? And when you have an income property or income properties where you're making a certain amount of money, it allows you to invest in other projects that you're doing. You know what I mean? So, in saying that, like it's good to have that spirit. I can do this, or I'm gonna be in this MLM, or I'm gonna go over here, and I'm gonna go. And I've done that. And you kind of like, you know what I mean? But you have to, it's not like you have to be focused and say, all right, I want an ice cream business. Yeah. But then I want to get a bow and arrow business.
Exactly.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Frisbees.
Right.
Absolutely. I'm with you.
So you had to kind of. That's what I mean. We had to structure yourself.
Absolutely.
And you have to, and it's important to conquer one.
Absolutely.
Right.
No, I agree.
Then you can be like, all right, I'm going to go with it.
I agree, exactly. And let's reiterate arm's length.
Right, exactly.
Not next door, arm's length.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? You want to go from drawing designs and making cupcakes, right?
Right.
It's just, unless you got it like that.
Unless you got it like that.
Like you're the cake boss. So
right.
But then you shouldn't be doing design. You can go make some cakes.
Exactly.
But no, I'm with you. I know we've been talking a little bit, so I think we probably should wrap this up. What last thing, I guess we just go around the room, what last thing from starting a business or last idea would you give to the viewers out there? Like, what's that one thing that you want to leave them with?
I would just leave them, with, kind of just reiterating what we're saying, find out what you're passionate about and, what you're good at, know your skill sets and put them all together to make your vision and your dreams not only just come true, but you just want to be able to push it forward, and eliminate the fear. Understand that something is you're gonna have issues.
Yeah.
You're gonna have problems. That's part of it. You have a lot of people stops people with fear. You know, that false, evidence appearing real. You gotta understand these things are gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And, things are gonna come out of nowhere. What happened? What?
Yeah.
How I'm gonna do this? Expect it. It's gonna happen. Exactly. So, that's why you gotta create scenarios in your head.
Sure.
Your plan A, your plan B, your plan C. You know what I mean? Hey, listen, I need this.
Yeah.
You can use, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
You send over your man to help me out, fix this out. You know what I mean? I need this. I need this for, you know what I mean? Like, it's just different things that are, things are going to happen, but don't let that discourage you from
keep
what
moving
you
forward.
want. Keep moving forward. Keep being strong. Keep being relentless. That's my name. That's my name. You got to be relentless in this life. You know what I mean? No matter what you do, and you got to just keep at it, because you're going to get knocked down. And I need my brother to help me up. I need you to help me up. You know what I mean? And help me out could just be like, listen, man, you all right? You don't have to be, you don't have to be monetary. You don't have to be, you know what I mean? A lot of people think that, you know what I mean? Just get help. It got to be money, or it got to be. But listen, you need some help tomorrow. You need me to come over to the registers. I'm in the area. You know what I mean? Come by and stuff. Even if you stop by, I'll tell people, you don't got to buy ice cream for me. Just stop by and check me.
Yeah, exactly.
You feel me?
Yeah.
You want to go read this? That's cool.
See how I'm doing.
That's it. That's
show me a little love.
Show me love. That's it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So just know that, it's going to be challenging in business, and especially when you're starting in a small business area. But it's to follow a blueprint, and or create your own lane, your own trailblazer.
Yeah,
trailblazers
sure.
when you're doing things, starting from
we're
doing things different.
Make your own path.
Make your own path.
Yeah. Phil, what about you?
I would say you stole my thunder. I was going to say something about don't be afraid to hear no, but actually I'm gonna switch it a little bit and say find a mentor, because when I started, I didn't have. I knew that somebody would pay me to do a design, and I just said, hey, let me do a design for you. And they gave me some money, and I just started. And I didn't really have a plan, a business plan, and all those things. I didn't really need a loan to get started. I just kind of started.
Just needed you. Yeah.
But if I had a mentor back then, I would have had some savings. I would have had some other things in place.
Sure.
I would have had my price ready and explained and all that. So I would say get a mentor either in your industry, or even just someone who knows business logistics in general. Like I talk a lot to his brother, and bounce ideas off of him. I bounce scenarios that I've had off of him to get another business person's perspective. Yeah, because you don't know everything, and you gotta have somebody that can help you kind of bridge that gap in between, starting and then being successful.
No, that's good. And a wise man or woman knows that they don't know everything. Right.
Right.
Kyle, what about you?
I mean, I think I've always had great mentors along the way, and what I would share with everyone as we wrap is what my mentor told me. He asked me if I understood finance and balance sheets, and I thought I did, and I really dove in. And that is the most important part of your business, that you understand the cash flow, understand what your costs are, your expenses. Because all that helps you come up with your pricing. So the one bit of advice I will give everybody watching is get a book on finance, get on balance sheets, cash flow. Find you a friend who's an accountant. Really dig into it. My company uses QuickBooks. It took me 2.5 years to really understand QuickBooks. And now we just made a transition where we're bringing in a bookkeeper, because it's grown beyond my strength, but I'm knowledgeable enough to know what's going on, but I need someone who understands it to execute it. So definitely, after you get it all set up, spend time with your finance.
Okay, no, I like that. That's a good segue in my thoughts too. Is you guys kind of talked about pieces of it all, but my thing is write it down, put it on a piece of paper, right? Like people have these little storyboards and all kind of stuff. I want to do this when I grow up. I want to be this guy. Well, if you actually start writing it down, and maybe just me because I'm a visual person, but I write everything down. I have this little notebook. I think I have like 15 of them by now. I write everything down, and I go through it and I think about it. Be retrospective in the sense that just think about your ideas. How are you going to make money off of them? Do they even make sense? Can you make money off of them? And then at the end of the day, who do you know that's doing this thing, right? I've done this in corporate America. I've done it on my side hustle. It's who do I know where? What does my network look like, right? Because I know I don't know everything. So once I figure out what I want to do, I will give a call. I wanted to start a little restaurant. Who did I call? I called Lamar, right? So, it's like those things. I wanted to design. Call Calvin, right? So I needed some web stuff. Who did I call? I called Phil, absolutely. Right? So it's who's in your network, right? It's that old, like, who's in your wallet? Well, who's in your network? And if you do the research, understand what you're trying to go after, and find out who does that, you, to Phil's point, you'll have your mentors, you'll have it all lined up. So, until our next time, think about what we're saying. Think about topics that you want to hear us talk about. Drop us a line at our websites or at our email addresses at theeverydayentrepreneurs.com. Phil at Everyday Entrepreneur, Lamar at Everyday Entrepreneur, Calvin Everyday Entrepreneur, sorry, not Menors, and Kevin at Everyday Entrepreneurs.
It's at Everyday or at the Everyday?
At the Everyday. Thank you. This is why you need help. This is why you need help. But drop us a line. Look for our next one. We'll see you later. Wow.